Hello, 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 Sagittarians. Hello, everybody. My name is Patti. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot for the week of September. I was almost saying August. September 6th through the 12th. We're in a new moon on the 6th. So if you're watching this before, today I'm recording it on the 3rd, and these energies of the new moon have already started. So the closer it gets to the new moon, those are going to become stronger. So if you're feeling a little disheveled or fog brain or a little anxiety, like nervous inside, like and you don't know why, new moon, new moon. So we're going to get started. I am, for those who are returning, thank you so much for supporting my channel with all the likes, shares, and subscribes. I appreciate it very much. We're going to do a little bit different today because I'm getting a lot of low vibrational readings, a lot of signs. And I'm thinking that part of that is due to some of the current past things that have been going on with you. And this might be some of the things that we need to correct in this low vibration. So I'm going to go and do a current past, which would probably be about from today backwards to about 3 to 6 months. And then we'll still do the current and the future energies. Future energies, again, some of the astrology energies I pull from the planets. And then I will do separately the Divine's card, as I always do. Wow, it popped up before as well. And so that's what I'll be doing. So it might be a little bit different reading, but not too much. And then I will still do the 7-card spread as I normally do. I might be switching that up this month. We'll see how I want to go. And I keep asking Divine, do you want me to switch it up? No. Do you want me to switch it up? No. I guess he likes the way that I'm doing things. So we'll see. So let's see what we got going on here. So the Divine's card definitely is the same as, gosh, who was that? Was it Taurus? Definitely talking about the third eye, talking about seeing beyond. It is about paying attention to things of the second dimension, spirit, more than anything, that really need to keep it open. A lot of people have a hard time keeping the third eye open because of fear. If they were to see supernatural or do, fear of, it's sort of like watching a horror movie, you sort of fear some of that kind of stuff. It's the same with supernatural. I know a lot of people that have abilities that are terrified of them, and they just don't want to develop them because of some past trauma or PTSD, that kind of a thing. So here we go. All right. And if I sound a little bit hoarse today, I am. I don't know what's going on. I might be just fighting a cold from sleeping out in the mountains last weekend. So we'll see. So if my voice starts going, bear with me. All right. So again, seeing beyond, this is Divine's card to you. Okay. It is the number 9, which means it needs to stay in the forefront. Really paying attention to how you're deciding things, how you're listening to things, how you're viewing things. Are you doing it from the mindset of your head, or are you doing it from your heart, where your intuition lies, where your spirit lies, where your soul lies, where your heart chakra is? Okay. Which way are you actually thinking? It's really important to know those two things because that tells you a basis of where you're actually starting from. I can talk to somebody for just a few minutes and know if they're more earth-based or more spiritual-based. It's not that hard. Okay. It's just, we need to, what the Divine is saying is we need to pay attention to the third eye, probably the crown chakra as well. Because there is more information coming, and people are becoming more spiritual awakened than anything this year and last year. And they're looking at, especially with all the catastrophes that are going on. And the reason why I say that is the closer we get to a trauma, like what's going on the East Coast here, we have a lot of flooding. We had hurricanes come from the south on up, and we get closer as we have more catastrophes because we realize we're more connected in love than we are in hate, and that's low vibration. That's fear. Okay, so we have two ways we operate, on fear or on love. And a lot of this low vibrational stuff, when we aren't in catastrophes, then we get angry, bitter, that kind of a thing, low vibrational energies. But the divine is saying we're more alike than what we realize. And the way we figure this out is when we get close to something, we become more love. Our auras expand out when it's more love, and when it's more um, hatred or more low vibrational, it sort of our energies come in. So be paying attention to how you're thinking and where it is. As soon as you get bitter and angry or frustrated, figure out where that's coming from, because most likely it's probably coming from fear, and that's what divine is asking you to pay attention to. There is a fear video, I believe, down below that does show in the link that you can actually will help you if you do your decisions and choices more on fear as well. Okay, so for those of you that are brand new, you probably won't recognize this, but the ones that have been watching my channel, I don't do this normally, but because the low vibrations have been really strong in all the readings, I am doing a current past energy. So current, past, present, and future. And the past will help me understand maybe why your Sagittarians are making the decisions that you're making if you're feeling low vibrational. You may not be. Maybe you're feeling high vibrational. Yes, I like that. However, if you're feeling low vibrational, doubt, worry, anxious, depressed, those kind of things are very low vibrational. This is probably why. So we have the number 7 for your past. This is also the rescue card. So maybe there has been some fear from a trauma. There is fear been from a toxic relationship, a dysfunctional relationship that is proceeding into your current energy. So what happens is, and I've used to work in chemical dependency, and I've actually got a video on there on sexual abuse, been through that, but also too learned how to coach and heal from that trauma. But a lot of the times we carry that, and like I say, in that series, there's a series. What did I put it as? Surviving, healing, and living with sexual abuse. Is the thing is we learn to live with the trauma. Sometimes we just say, well, that's the way it is. No, it's not the way it is. We have to change our mindset and our brain and restructure that, because your current energies here is working on your shadow work. So somebody really is really bringing the drama or the pain or the sorrow. And I feel like this is a relationship, jumping from relationship to relationship. And I see the same patterns over and over again, and they don't work. And you wonder why they don't work. Doing shadow work is the number 5, which is not comfortable. Not comfortable. It's sort of unstable. It's sort of icky feeling. It's sort of, new, something that we have to do in order to keep moving forward, because all 3 cards here that I am showing in this oracle deck has to do with some type of carrying baggage with you, because your future energy is the bone collector, and that future energy is the number 1. So the bone collector is all about releasing stuff. Okay, in this instance, usually it's about carrying all your baggage and things like that. But this is now releasing, because before the new moon comes up, we're in a waning moon, which is releasing, trying to release some of these low vibrational energies. If you've been in a toxic relationship, if you're in a dysfunctional relationship, if you're in a controlling relationship, if you've been in all that, that's time to realize that, understand it, heal from it, and move on. That's what the bone collector is about. Okay. The other thing too is whatever it is in your past that's holding you forward. I would probably either see the magician or the devil card. I would be surprised if we see either one of those, because it's how we think and how we manifest things. So if you're in a low vibrational energy, and let me give you a hypothetical, because everybody wants to know about relationships for some reason in tarot, is that, the why can't I find, or will I find, or whatever, but you attract what you put off. So we are aura, we are energies, we have an aura around us. So if we put off love and happiness and joy, they're going to feel that. If you're going to put off anger and bitterness and negativity, they're going to feel that. I don't know how many profiles I've read on these dating sites that you can just feel the energy of the person by how they write their profile. It's like one person was so negative, like, and they tell you all the don't wants, which is very low vibrational from the very first. Because that's I don't want, a controlling woman. I don't want da 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 da. That comes from pain. That comes from fear. Because we only make two decisions in our life, by fear or by love. So whatever we do, we are doing it out of fear or we're doing it out of love, which means that we are okay with it. Okay. So definitely really looking at what it is. This is going to maybe have to have divine's help in saying, you need to show me where my pain, where my fear is, where it starts. Because a lot of the time we can't see it. I couldn't see it for a long time. I mean, I couldn't figure out why I was making the decisions and choices until I started doing some of my sexual abuse um, work, healing work. And I was like, oh, wow, no wonder I was messed up. I was messed up from a child. That's where my foundation started in making poor decisions and choices, and actually started teaching me how to lie and manipulate and do all that kind of stuff because I could. So that's worldly. So we have to understand where that all comes from. All right. So let's see what your spread's going to say. Wow, that was long. Ooh, 1111. That means I'm in the right divine. 1111 are master numbers, so they're telling you that, whenever you see a double 11 master number, double 22, is that you're on the right track, but you're also at the highest master numbers, spiritual realm that you can be. So definitely. So somebody's definitely resonating with this. I don't know who it is. If you are having trouble figuring this out, please email me. Please email me. I always say, email me your questions, email me your fears, email me your story, email me, because that's how you heal. And if you don't have anybody, that's why I say you can always email me. All right? It's always free. Always free. The only time you pay is if you go on my website and you want a 1 or 2 hour one-on-one or something like that. And that just takes time away from doing these, but also too, it takes a lot more in-depth work because it's personal, one-on-one. Okay, so let's see what we got going here. Let me take a second and look at the numerology. Let me feel the energies. Let me hear divine for a second. Ooh. Okay, so this is interesting. For somebody out there in Sagittarian land, somebody's actually feeling pretty attacked. I don't know what it is that you're feeling attacked about, but you don't need to be. So you have to look at what other people think and what other people do towards you. That's their opinion. That's not you. They don't know you. They don't know your perspective in life. They don't walk in your shoes. They don't know your journey. So that's why I say the first thing that you can do is start forgetting about what they think or say or do towards you so personally, because somebody's taking it very personally. Because the star card is the second card out. This is really a beautiful card. And it's to say, you know what? You are who you are. You're loved. You're cherished. You're balanced. You're fine. This is what God created you to be. Divine created you to be. Really pay attention to that energy, because that energy is much more important. And that one will walk with you for the rest of your life and beyond eternity. So we really don't care too much about what other people say. It was hard for me to do that for a long, long time, because I really wanted to please everybody. I wanted to make everybody happy. Not really. You don't want to do that, because you're never going to make everybody happy, and you're going to be fighting a battle like no tomorrow. Okay. We do have the Five of Wands, again, standing up for what you believe in. This is that being attacked kind of a thing. You have to really look at it and say, okay, is it worth it? We have to pick our own battles. We have to pick our own situations where we really want to decide if we want to go there or not. This is about your standards and your morals. This is about your values. This is about everything else. So somebody may be attacking you, but you got to understand whatever their perspective is, their perspective, their journey. Maybe they had somebody growing up that was very controlling. Maybe they had somebody growing up that was abusive. Maybe they had somebody who, really didn't care about them. Maybe they had somebody from another race that, treated them poorly and now they're having racial issues, those kinds of things. You don't know where that comes from. And if this is a person that you want in your circle, you got to get to that perspective. Personally, anybody attacking me that's going to judge me before they know me, I don't need them in my circle. So, I mean, I know me, I know who knew, and Divine knows me, and that's all that matters. Okay, so somebody in their past is really worried about definitely what others think about them. Let it go. Let it go. The only person that really needs to know you is if you're in a relationship, married, or also the Divine. And the Divine already knows you. Okay, because something's coming up that is going to turn your world upside down. And I think this is actually your shadow work that you're doing and changing that, because the Tower is about change. We want to say that we hope it's going to be a positive change, but the thing is, it has to come from you. It has to come from you. This carrying of this bitterness and anger for somebody needs to be let go. Okay, that is not going to get you anywhere. It will get you in a spiral downward motion, but it also gets you to the point where you just can't take it anymore. And that is where you want to start going up. This is definitely what is creating the anger, what is creating the bitterness, and why. Do you even know why? People comment like on social media. I watch this all the time with my business Facebooks, and it's like people comment and they don't even think before they comment. And it's like, well, why did you comment that way? Well, because so and so said it. Oh, you're following a group now? You don't have a mind of your own. You don't have a spirit of your own, but you've got to follow just because you didn't want to educate yourself or research yourself enough. Got to really pay attention. We got the Three of Pentacles. This is about a lesson. Definitely about lesson. I don't know who that's for, but it definitely is about a lesson. Either you're learning or you're going to be teaching somebody this. And maybe this person that is needing healing, and especially to step out of fear, is maybe not you, or maybe somebody in your circle. But what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to go into this next, is that we have the Hangman, which is all about being insightfulness, also about paying attention, also about understanding what to release and what not to release, when to release it. Okay, especially when it comes to low vibrational. And this is, again, this is the planetary. We're talking about the moon right now because the moon is in a waning position where we do want to release it. If you don't release the anger, how can you bring love in? You have to release something to get something in. So how can you do that? And then we have your challenge card, which is the Empress. So the Empress, and why is this challenge? But Patti, the Empress is loving and kind and nurturing and, more of a mother figure and listens and all that. Well, this is your challenge card because you're in the reverse. You're not doing any of that. You're very hardened. You're very, some Sagittarians very hardened, or they're like, you know what, I'm going to think of me and screw you, kind of a thing. Whatever you think or whatever your opinion is, I don't care. It's sort of that attitude kind of a thing that's going on. Again, this is more shadow work. This is more something in the past created you to be that way, that rescue trauma or whatever it needed to be done. All right. Whew. So this is sort of heavy, but you know what? I love it that the Tower card is in the center because somebody does really want to change. Somebody's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that is the time when you want to change. And that you want to have somebody in your corner to help you and support you in that manner. So is there somebody in the corner, your corner, that you need some help with? Okay, that can help you with, because you need, even in any, like when I was working in chemical dependency, you need an accountability partner. Hello, welcome, KR. You need an accountability partner or a partner to support you, because when we start slipping, we need somebody to sometimes catch us because we don't want to. You know, it feels comfortable to be in that low vibration. So we don't feel comfortable about changing into a higher vibration. So we need somebody to say, no, no, no. Sort of, I'll give you a hypothetical. When you start thinking of a negative, like in the videos down there below, I say words that are not, or low vibrational, or not good for you to keep saying is can't, failure, and try. So when somebody hears you say, oh, I can't do that. What did you just say? Did you say I can't? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I can't. Because as soon as you catch yourself doing something negative or in a low vibration, you must catch it. That's not denying it. It's catch it and change it immediately. Immediately. Because that begins that low vibrational to actually get lower and lower, and you're going higher and higher. And the more you do that, the more you catch yourself. One, you're not in denial anymore, but you're actually growing. You're doing your shadow work. It's uncomfortable at first, but once you start doing it, it's like, oh yeah, I guess I really do think negative, don't I? Oh, I guess I really do think, I really am angry. I am really bitter. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that much. And when you have somebody accountable there showing you, catching you, and being there supportive, not destructive, but supportive, and saying, hey, you did it again. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, because, I really want to change this habit. It's like cussing, to change it, instead of saying, you say, dang. Sort of like my video on there that's about refueling. The funny part is, if you watched it, I keep saying, dang it, dang it. Anyway, you have to be there. You have to watch it to understand it. Okay. Oh, wow. Here we go again. Definitely, here we go again. Okay, so what I do want to point out in your reading is that you have three major arcana. So this is something to really pay attention to. You have the Star, you have the Hangman, and the Empress. These are all higher spiritual energies. These are energies to really focus in on your crown chakra, which is here, and then your third eye chakra. Something that you really want to pull in from spirit, from divine, that higher wisdom. Whether you feel a nudge, because some people say, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't feel anything. If you hear a nudge, or if you hear something that is low vibrational, like I was saying, the word can't, or somebody saying, oh, you're never going to amount to anything, or something destructive. Put it that way. That's the easiest way. If something is coming into you that is more destructive than constructive, then it needs to change, or that person needs to go, because that's what it's not about. For somebody, they've got the four. I've got the Four of Swords. I've got the Death card, and I've got the Emperor. Definitely about change, about time to change, things coming to an end and changing. So for somebody, change really needs to come about. It's time. It's, somebody's sick and tired of being sick and tired of how things are turning out all the time, or how things are happening all the time. Again, this is your past mindset. Then we talk about mindset in a lot of my videos down below, or Going to Get Balanced 2020, a lot of mindset videos. Okay, but somebody's definitely not resting well. They're supposed to be resting, but they're not, because this attack that keeps happening from the very beginning. So when I meant that in the very beginning, somebody's attacking you probably verbally, and they're probably not true. They probably have no basis, or you just feel like everybody's against you, kind of a thing. And this is why you're not resting peacefully, but it's going to come. It's going to come. Release it. You got to release it. And this is the waning moon. Release it. Give it to divine. Give it to divine. Say, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. You take it. You run with it. And I will just follow. That's how I live my life, to be honest with you. If he says go, I go. If he says move, I move. If he says do this job, I do this job. If you fire me and he changed me to a job, there I go. Why he wants me to go, I don't know, but I do it, and it works out wonderfully. Works out even better than usual. So we have the Death card and the Emperor card again. Now the Death card is facing the Emperor. Again, this change coming. Something is going to make you more wiser. Definitely to what is happening. Sorry, I got a hair playing around on me somewhere. There it is. Definitely wiser in the future for whatever is going on. Okay. But the death card is also too saying in your future energy that you have to release the stuff that needs to go. Don't carry so much baggage. If you're going into a new relationship, you cannot compare the old relationship. That needs to go. So you need to stop, because that new person is not the person that is new. So that's a baggage. So if you're going into another new job, and even though it's a job that you have the skills for, say, and like me, I was a purchasing buyer or a purchasing agent, I'm not going to take that skill from my past job into a new job as far as, well, I did this in my last job, and I did this in my last job, and I did this in my last job. You're carrying those low vibrational energies because this is a new company. I don't know who that's for, because we have some pentacles, but this is definitely about learning. This is definitely about learning, because we have the Emperor, we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Tower. And I think what this learning, this big learning process is how to, one, let go of something that you're holding on to that needs to let go, and how to transform this shadow work, this negative, low vibrational energy into positive. Okay. I don't know who that's for, but you can do that. We can do that. If you want my help, we can do that. Definitely. Don't ever, emails are always free. Emails are always free, and I help people and FaceTime people and Skype people all over the world, at no cost, to get them to help understand where they need to work on. And some do it in one time, some do it in many times, but definitely. So here we go. So for what I'd like to know, since we're in the center, the Tower is in the center of this divine. This is the center of the reading. So this is the most important card, this Tower. And what is it that, what specific area is it that this shadow work needs to be done, please, to make this positive change happen? What is it in this? He's like, I already told you. Somebody on the other side, I already told you. I'm like, okay, then what they mean by that is really going to spirit. Going to spirit, paying attention to that third eye, which is your intuition, that nudge, that push from the other side, or that intuition, like, man, I shouldn't do this, and I really should do this, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's where I already told you. Boy, what an attitude. Sorry. Whoever that is, sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Cups. Truth, definitely about truth, definitely about walking in truth. You're having a choice. This Wheel of Fortune is about a choice that you take. Now, there's something that is in your shadow side that you're trying to hide, or something that you feel shameful for that you don't need to feel shameful for, or feel embarrassed about. You don't need to feel embarrassed about it. You just need to share it. Again, whatever that is, because when you share what that is with somebody that you definitely trust, you're working on your shadow work. You're working on your low vibrational work, and you're actually leaving that baggage behind. This is your future card now. This is where you're going to leave that baggage behind, because this is the number one. We have a newness coming out. So once you leave and release whatever it is that you're feeling embarrassed about, that you're coming out in truth about, then you're actually releasing all this heavy energy. And then you're going to feel lighter and more actually learning something new from this Three of Pentacles, that is going to teach you that the more that you release, the more that you can actually have higher self, higher life, because this is an offering of truth, absolute truth and wisdom. Okay. And the thing is, the sword is about absolute truth, which is very different than humanly truth. For those who are new, if you watch me, you hear me talk about this all the time, because there is a difference. We have the elders. We have the emperor, who is of human, is worldly wisdom, and we also have intellect, but we also have divine wisdom. and divine truth. Divine truth is constant, never changing. It's high integrity, it's high morals, it's high values. Whereas earthly truth is always changing. Like a fart in the wind. It's always changing. And it just sometimes really stinks and it isn't true. And sometimes it's not so bad and we can deal with it, but it's still not the truth. All right. Wow. Okay, so let me do a real quick, because we're at 30 minutes. Let me do a real quick love and relationships for you. Now, remember, you can still be single with these love and relationships, because Divine sometimes comes through with some very interesting things on these cards, especially for singles. Could be singles, that you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship. You could be married. Whatever it is, this is the love part of what helps you. However, if you're being attacked and you're doing shadow work, this is really not the time to find some love. Really, you want to get through that before. I can't make this stuff up. Just wait. I'll share with you in a second. You really, you got to get through this, carrying this baggage, because nobody wants to be compared to somebody else. Really, we don't. We all have faults. We all have good things, and we're all different. So even if somebody was the exact same as me, they haven't walked my journey. They haven't walked in my shoes, because this brain inside is very different. My spirit is very different, and definitely don't want to be compared. I used to do that with boyfriends all the time, and realize now why. Even though they wanted me to be with them, I just couldn't, because I was comparing them to my ex, who I married as a soulmate for the rest of my life. He didn't. It takes two to think that way. But what I was laughing about is we're talking about shadow work, and we're talking about the shadow queen. So this is for the love energies, and it is about acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. It's also the number 7. So we have to be really, really mindful in how we are operating our mindset. Okay. Are we operating our mindset from our third eye and really paying attention to that intuition and everything that we have in us spiritually? The nudges that keep telling us yes or no to do something. Are we paying attention to that? In a relationship, we want to make sure that there's insecurity here for somebody. There's insecurity in this relationship, and the reason why, the acquiring knowledge, is the facts. So a lot of people, like when I was doing criminal justice, they say, well, would you do a surveillance on, my husband or my boyfriend, because I want to know if he's cheating. Well, if you already come to me and think he's cheating, he's probably cheating. So these acquiring knowledge is acquiring the facts. Okay. Knowledge is earth-based, but acquiring the facts, the research, getting that information will help you feel not insecure with this relationship. And the manipulation, is this person being manipulative? Is this person being controlling? Is this person being, somebody that is out for their own self and their own pleasures and their own gain and their own whatever? Because that was the Leos was all about I and me. But the thing is it manipulative? If it is a manipulated relationship, if somebody had to make it happen or work hard to make it happen from Earth, Divine saying, here we go again. They're trying to mix it all up and do it themselves, and that's not who I want them with. They'll see. And that's the thing, is it doesn't last if it's manipulation, because this is the number 7. This is about your potential. This is about what is to be able to be possibly moving forward for you. Where is that card? Again, the Tower. So I think somebody is going to be analyzing their relationships, because they're going to have confidence is key. So you're insecure, but you're going to get the facts and not just what somebody says. So there's some kerfuffle going on because of the new moon energies going on. So somebody's feeling insecure, somebody's not happy, somebody isn't really where they want to be in a peaceful relationship. And the reason is you're not getting the facts. The facts is you need to find out that person's love language. You need to find that person's whatever love is to them. You got to find out what level of love. There's 8 different levels of love. And what level are you on with them? Because you might be thinking you're so in love, and that person might be feeling, well, I love them, but there's 8 different levels. And then there's the 5 love languages. You might be sharing your love language with them, and that's really not how they feel love. Okay. Confidence has to be your key. And where do we get confidence? We get confidence with knowledge, acquiring knowledge. So a lot of people are, now I'm really confused. What do you mean 8 levels of love? And what do you mean 5 love languages? There, go onto my playlist and you just type in, I think, love language or something like that. And there is a video on all of that. However, you have to know your love language as well. Is it service? Is it affirmation? Is it receiving? Is it giving? What is it? What is your 5 love language? And then also too, same with the other person. And once you get this confidence to understand who you are and be able to ask them, first thing off is you need to stop about yourself saying, well, what about me? What about me? What about me? You got to stop that for a minute. You have to go to them and say, I need to know more about you. What makes you feel loved? What makes you just the most happiest with another person? They will tell you, especially if it's women to men. What is it that and if they don't know, then what the heck are you doing with them? Because if they don't even know who they are, then how are they going to make you happy, and how is that going to work? They have to know goal minded. Men are goal minded. Men are hunters. Men know what they want. Women, many women know what they want, and that's where you have to go with that. And that, the more you get the confidence, more you have the knowledge, the more you can show love and not live in fear. Because like I said in the very beginning, if you're just showing up, go back and watch this, because somebody's really operating their life out of fear. And if this is a very low vibrational emotion that needs to dissipate, and that has to come with healing and whatever it is to get you to face that fear. Again, another video down below, and that you can watch to face your giant so that you can heal from it and not carry that baggage on to the next person, next job, next relationship, next whatever it is. All right. Whew, what a reading, guys. Whew. Moon energies are in here, definitely. The new moon, which is the 6th. So if you want to, all my readings are live. You're always welcome to interact. Tell me where you're from. Say hello, just like KR did. Love the thumbs up. And the way that you can support my channel is by doing that, or definitely hitting the likes. Likes, really smashing that like button really helps out on the YouTube channel kind of a thing, to spread the video out more, but also share, subscribe. But I do them live. New moon will be live. You can actually interact with that as well. I like to have fun. I do the astrology part first, and then I go into a reading, but we have a lot of fun. There's always a lot of conversation going on with it as well. And if you aren't subscribed, if you hit the subscription and the bell, it will tell you when I'm on live, because I haven't done a thumbnail yet. I've been too busy. And now I still got to do a couple more readings, and I got leather work to do today. So definitely surprise me. I was going to say surprise. Hit the like button and share and subscribe. And then we will see you again. These are weekly readings, so see you again on the 13th for that week. Or I will see you on the new moon reading. So I really enjoyed, and hopefully we get some shadow work. Don't ever hesitate to not email me if you're going through something and you need some help with it. All right. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Take care.